Coming up on Channel 7 News at 6, more violence in the capital city. A double shooting leaves one person dead, another injured. The latest from the scene. Plus, a Blevins School District official is reportedly photographed in blackface. What the district is saying.
That's a little scary for me.
And UCA officials say 4 students may have the mumps virus. What university health officials are doing to prevent an outbreak. The news starts now.
From the station that's on your side, this is Channel 7 News at 6.
Good evening. We begin with breaking news tonight as Little Rock police continue to investigate the deadly shooting that killed one person and injured another.
That violence erupted on East Capitol Avenue, and that's where our Alicia Dover is tonight. She joins us with the very latest. Alicia?
Well, that's right, and we did receive that information just a couple of hours ago that one of those victims did die. Now, here is the scene here. This is Heinz Detail. I'm told it is a truck wash, and the shooting, I'm told, occurred somewhere in this area of the first victim, and then the shooter continued on shooting a second victim and then fleeing down the road up here. Now, here is what police are needing you to know tonight. They are still looking for that suspect. She is described as a black female in her mid to early 20s. She fled in a vehicle that was being driven by someone else, and it is described as a maroon sedan. There is no description on the make and model of that car, just a maroon sedan. Now, today I talked to some business owners in the area. Several of them heard those shots, came outside, wanted to see what was going on. One business owner that I spoke to says that he has been here for years, and he has really been here for a long time, says he's never seen anything like this. Here's what he had to say.
We were just sitting here working in our office, and I thought it was like backfire because a lot of trucks running up and down this road. And then one of my employees opened up and said, I think I heard a shot. It's a pretty quiet area. You know, we've been here 30 years in this area, never had a problem with anything. So a bit of a surprise the day that happened.
And one of those business owners across the street rushing over, I'm told, to help stop the bleeding of one of those victims. Now, one of those victims, as we said, is expected to be okay. Works at this shop and was shot in the leg and actually just pulled up here. So we'll have hopefully more with him tonight coming up at 10. Back to you.
All right, Alicia Dover reporting live for us tonight. Thank you. And this is Little Rock's 33rd homicide of the year.
Your Metro First Forecast with meteorologist Barry Brandt.
The fall is blue skies today. We've got more of that just ahead. Here's a look at our Middleton Heat and Air Skycam. We're looking at downtown, and it's a beautiful night out there. It's warmer than it should be this time of the night, though. 62 degrees, a south wind at 3 miles an hour. That south wind will kind of play a key role over the next few days, not only in overnight lows, but daytime highs. Still almost 70 at Cabot, 69 there, and at Lone Oak. Carlisle, 67. It's in the low 60s at Hot Springs. Upper 60s, Benton and Bryant and Perrin. And it's dropped well down into the 60s at Whitehall and Pine Bluff, 69 degrees still at Sheridan. Tomorrow, I'll call it unseasonable warmth. We're up to near 80 degrees. Hot Springs, Conway, Cabot. And 80 degrees also Benton and Bryant and Pine Bluff. And here in the Little Rock area, after a low of 51 tonight, look for a high of 80 for tomorrow. There are even warmer days ahead before a sharp cool down. That front, the mechanism for the cool down, I'll tell you when it crosses in just a few minutes, Chris.
Okay, Barry, we'll see you then. Thanks. Well, a man walks free after he's questioned in the shooting death of his own father Monday afternoon. Our Maureen Glisovic joins us now with the latest. And Maureen, do we know why the man was released?
Well, Little Rock police detectives are being tight-lipped on this one, only saying they're sending a review file to the prosecutor's office.
I didn't know what to think, it was a shocking.
53-year-old James Sparkman of Sweet Home was found shot dead at his son's house in the 7400 block of Vega Drive.
It's a quiet neighborhood. It's calm, cool, and collective. All the neighbors meet and greet and talk to each other and stuff like that, We didn't met before, and they seem like, some decent neighbors.
Police tell KATV witnesses and the victim's son, 23-year-old James Daniel Sparkman, known as Daniel to the neighbors, were brought in for questioning, but Sparkman was released without charges.
That surprised me. Somebody has to know something, what happened with the gunshot. They have a weapon, so I don't know.
Neighbors also told me they typically saw Sparkman's father visiting often, but didn't usually hear any altercations. I attempted to speak with the victim's son, but a woman shut the door on me. Beth?
Okay, Maureen Lisovic tonight, thank you. And the prosecutor's office tells Channel 7 they have not yet received the file from police. In other news this evening, an elected official from the Blevins School District is now under scrutiny after pictures surfaced of him wearing what appears to be blackface. Those pictures were sent to our newsroom. Serafina Brooks has been investigating and joins us now with what the district is saying tonight. Serafina.
Beth, the Blevins School District confirmed the man in those photos is in fact a member on the school board. And while many people that contacted me today are upset about the photos, the Arkansas School Boards Association tells me not much can be done. These photos, sent to KATV, allegedly taken at a Halloween party, depict a man dressed in blackface and holding a Black Lives Matter sign, are now the topic of several angry Facebook posts. The man in the photos has been identified by the Blevins School District Superintendent as Ted Bonner, who's on the school board. Now, many within Blevins are calling for Bonner to resign, but the Arkansas School Boards Association says there's not much the district can do.
A superintendent doesn't have any power to address a problem on the part of an individual board member. Board members are actually collectively the boss of the superintendent.
According to Superintendent Billy Lee, Bonner has 2 more years left in his term. The School Boards Association says that's when voters will have a chance to decide how these pictures will affect Bonner's future within the district.
And with respect to the voters, they're the people with whom the power actually lies. But their option is only to wait until the individual in question comes up for re-election and then make a choice at the ballot box.
In the meantime, School Board President Justice West issued this statement to Channel 7 saying in part, quote, "I'm aware of the incident that has occurred and find it very upsetting and distasteful," end quote. The superintendent and Justice West both tell me during a school board meeting on Monday, Bonner did apologize. I tried to get in touch with Bonner today, but my calls were not answered. Chris.
Okay, Serafina, thanks so much. Superintendent Lee also issued a statement earlier today. You can read that in its entirety on our website, KATV.com. Mumps fears at UCA as the Department of Health investigates some 1,300 cases of mumps in the state. At least 4 suspected cases involve students at the University of Central Arkansas. Channel 7's Stacy Spivey joins us with what UCA health officials say they're doing to prepare for a potential outbreak. Stacy?
Chris, we now know there is 1 confirmed case in Faulkner County. Now, that person is not a student at UCA. However, the health department tells me the student's test results should be in either today or tomorrow.
To be honest, I don't even know what mumps is.
But I've never really understood like what it does to you and stuff. But I know it's not good.
The Arkansas Department of Health says they're investigating 5 cases of mumps in Faulkner County, 1 confirmed Tuesday afternoon. UCA officials telling KATV the other 4 are their students.
We're always concerned whenever there's any potential health risk to our student population, so certainly it's a concern.
UCA Medical Director Randy Pastor says since Friday, 4 students with swelling on the side of their faces came to the Student Health Center. UCA says all 4 live off campus. However, they are unaware of any relation between the students. Pastor says they're unable to confirm if these students have been MMR vaccinated, but he says the majority of their campus has been.
And I know, I'm sure I had like the vaccine and stuff, but it's still something to be concerned about and be aware of it.
That's a little scary for me because, I'm about to go to the Navy and I can't have anything ruin that.
Pastor says they're working with the health department and preparing for the worst.
I just hope that it's kind of maybe like a false alarm or we just keep it contained, I guess.
And as you may know, Thanksgiving break is next week, and that's another thing they are concerned about, students going home and potentially spreading this virus across the state. To learn more about the mumps outbreak in Arkansas, you can go to our website, KATV.com. Beth, Chris.
Stacy, thanks so much. The health department is warning students to be aware of symptoms, so if you think you could have the mumps, call the Student Health Center at UCA, and they also say don't go to class.
Well, still ahead here at 6, Ned kicks off his tour of lights in Jefferson County. He's getting ready to light up via Pine Bluff.
It'll be a big night there. Ned will join us at 6:17 to flip this switch.
Channel 7 News at 6. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers and UAMS Skycams. Sponsored by Middleton Heat and Air. From the weather team with the most experience, this is Channel 7 meteorologist Barry Brandt.
We'll join Ned down in Jefferson County in just a moment, but for the rest of the week, it's not going to feel much like any holiday except maybe the 4th of July or Labor Day. Big November warmth. We're talking about temperatures over 80 degrees, challenging record highs. Front passes on Friday and it brings it all to an end. We've got a chilly weekend coming up. In fact, I think by the time Friday night touchdowns, high school football playoffs start at 7 p.m. here in Central Arkansas, games like Forest City at PA, we'll start to see clearing skies. I think the rain will be gone. 58 degrees at game time and falling. West Memphis at Russellville clearing and even colder than that at 56 degrees. So during the day, our best chances of rain on Friday. We'll get more specific coming up. And if you're headed over to Starkville, a chilly one, 52 at kickoff, down to the mid-40s by the end of that game at night. Weekend forecast, the high temperatures, 58 Saturday, 56 on Sunday. That's with near complete sunshine. So that's a cold air mass, the coldest one we've seen so far this year. Clear skies and cooling temperatures for tonight. We head down to around 51 degrees by the time the sun comes up tomorrow, and then up to near 80 for tomorrow. Folks, we ought to be in the low 60s, and we'll be in the low 60s by about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And that picture back behind the forecast frame there, this came from Patrick Capel. He took some pictures up in the upper Buffalo wilderness. He took a bunch and sent those to us. Just gorgeous stuff. And there are some pockets of good fall color around the state. We had a front go through yesterday, hardly anything to it. In fact, the air back behind it, warmer. And that's why we've got a warming trend coming the next few days. There's our Middleton Skycam looking at downtown. It is a gorgeous night, 62 degrees. The dew point is low. That means humidity is low and air is dry and comfortable. 50 showing up at Searcy and Russellville, still 61 at Hot Springs. So through the night tonight, through the day tomorrow, nothing going on. How about Thursday? Yeah, really nothing until late in the day, a few clouds. And then here's the timing of the front. And it's pretty exact, lining up along with the rainfall just to the east of Fayetteville, Fort Smith at 6:30 in the morning. How about here? Yeah, late morning to around the noon hour. And then moving over into eastern Arkansas at around noontime. And through the afternoon hours, there'll still be a chance of rain, maybe a thunderstorm or two in the eastern part of the state. So we're going to keep an eye on it. There'll be new model data all week long. You'll want to check back on the exact timing of the front. But the one thing is it's going to be warm till then and cold after. Tonight, pretty warm for an overnight low this time of the year, although it'll feel cool outside, 51, and then up to 80 for a high tomorrow. Just way above where we ought to be. I think the record's 83 for tomorrow, so not far from it. And there's the sharp contrast of the air masses and a 50% chance of thunderstorms on Friday. I don't think it's a sure thing, but the models are showing some rain, maybe a half an inch on average of rainfall, and that would be great as duck season begins this weekend. It'll be great duck hunting weather. There just may not be much water out there in some areas.
They need water, don't they?
They do.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, Barry. Well, 80 degrees, it makes you think of holiday lights, right?
Yeah, of course.
Why not? Well, Chief Meteorologist Ned Permy is in Pine Bluff to kick off his tour of lights.
Never too early to get the season started. You can see him flip the switch when we come back.
Well, the holiday season officially can begin when the lights go on in Pine Bluff, right? All right, we're ready. We're ready for the holidays. We have got a great crowd. We're in Regional Park, 20th anniversary, the enchanted land of lights and legends. How many of y'all have been here before and done this? We have got 285 displays, all about to be lit up. We have a drive-through. Now, you all are going to walk tonight. Are y'all ready for that? Okay, you all are going to walk, but after that, cars can drive through about 1.3 miles. And back behind me, you can just see the tips of their hats, the world-famous Whitehall Marching Band. There we go. And here, Pine Bluff Festival Association, all the board of directors are here, Greg Gustick. They are letting you this year flipped the switch. I've done it with Santa, other
done it with
members.
everybody.
I don't think I've ever seen you flip the switch.
I'm nervous.
Are you really?
Yes.
It's not too bad. I've done it many times before. We have got a great crowd, and the weather is great. We missed last year. It was pouring down rain.
Yes, we sure did, and we were hoping you can make it down.
I did everything I could to order some nice weather. Are you all ready? Are you ready for this? To start the holiday season here in Pine Bluff, this is a wonderful display, one of the biggest in the state, if not the biggest, and around the Mid-South. Let's count Greg down, and we will get the party started here in Pine Bluff. You ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hit it! And this is what it looks like here in Pine Bluff. And the Whitehall Marching Band is now the first to make progress down this 1.3 miles of displays in Pine Bluff. You can drive through. It's absolutely free. They will take a donation at the end if you'd like. All the money goes back to the Pine Bluff Festival Association for this wonderful event every year. I'll be back and see you tonight at 10 o'clock. Join us then.
All right, Ned, it looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Certainly worth the drive to Jefferson County, Ned. Thanks a lot. Sports is next. Tony Romo on Dak Prescott.
And Mike Anderson on what was not a great turnout last night at Bud Walton Arena.
From the Arkansas Select Buick GMC Sports Desk, here's Steve Sullivan.
Formula is very, very simple. As you look at our games this season, when we can hold the ball, get first downs, run the football effectively, and play action and do those things, that's a good formula for us.
And nothing came easy against LSU. One thing Coach B is looking for as they head down the stretch is for some of those underclassmen who have played a lot to step up now as leaders.
You know, some guys that we have played a lot of football for us now, and they can't just sit there and be crickets on game day. Our seniors are with us, 2 more guaranteed games and then 1 more out. And as you're a young player and you've watched all these other players lead and say things, you just kind of get in the habit of waiting and listening to them. And those guys are going to be phased out of here pretty soon, and we need leadership to stand up. And I think those juniors and some of those sophomores that have been playing a lot of football have understood that, and they'll take a step forward.
Sounds like a plan. Well, last night following the Hoop Hops' big win over Southern Illinois, the Salukis head coach Barry Hinson called out Hog fans. He said they need to get their butts back in the gym. The announced crowd last night was a little over 4,000. The Hogs put on a good show last night. They hit 13 of 23 from three-point range in the 25-point win. This was Coach A after the game.
When I walk in there, I want to see it packed in here. That's my mindset. That's my vision. And obviously we've got to do our part, but I would love to see more fans, and there's no question about more fans out there in the stadium, because I think we got a team that's got a chance to be a dynamite team, and I think we know that in this arena, when our fans are here and they're involved, which they are going to be involved, they show up, then it takes us to another level. And I think this team's going to have another level to go to. So I think we're one of those teams right now, people are kind of sleeping on us right now.
Next up for the Hogs, the preseason favorite in the Sun Belt, Texas Arlington, Friday night at Bud Walton. Down in Dallas, Tony Romo speaking to the media. Here's what he had to say about Dak.
He's earned the right to be our quarterback. As hard as that is for me to say, he's earned that right. He's guided our team to an 8-1 record, and that's hard to do. If you think for a second that I don't want to be out there, then you've probably never felt the pure ecstasy of competing and winning.
Not easy to do, but something that had to be done in Dallas, the way Dak is playing.
Yeah.
This game speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's a good situation for Dallas, though, to have 2 quarterbacks like that.
Oh, yeah, right.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Sully, thanks very
Sully.
much.
Here's a look at today's closing stock market numbers as we head to break. That does it for us tonight on Channel 7 News at 6.
Thanks for being with us. We hope to see you back here at 10 o'clock tonight.